extravagant. Give yourself an enthusiastic round of applause. There we go.
Everybody keep an eye on the glasses. Can you see? Watch. Can you feel it? Good. What is your card?
Spades.
Ace of spades.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show you this.
No. No! God, like, honestly.
Watch the deck. Remember I... Hold your hand open.
No way.
Open your hand.
No way. Oh, shit. No way.
Russell, I need an high five for that one. That was brilliant. I need an high five for that one. That was brilliant. Welcome, Russell Fox. How are you doing, sir?
Thanks for... I'm lekker. I'm good. Thanks for having me. Been excited. Literally been excited for this conversation because the other day when you invited me on, I went straight back to about this 22 years ago. Yeah. 20 years ago, more than that. 20.
That's
yeah,
more.
it was
About 23 years. Yeah.
Up in Port Elizabeth at Splashy Fair.
About 23 years. Yes, I recall.
I just got into magic then. I was a youngster in magic. I was a lighty, as I would say. And then hanging with and Peter. I was a lighty. His sister was it his sister?
Yes.
And Peter. Yes. Yeah. Sister was it back then?
Yes. Well, I say you need to make a plan and pop around. Yeah, I'm not using the name Tamega. Make a plan and pop around. But I'm not using. You've got my number. We'll keep it PE. But yeah, you've got my number. I've got yours anywhere on Facebook and pretty much everywhere. So once you are involved again, let me know. Anywhere on Facebook. Love to hook up with you. Once you
I would actually take to bring a show up to Port Elizabeth. I'm planning to take a show up to George next year. So definitely bring a show up to Port Elizabeth. I mean, there's a couple of guys doing shows in and around to Port Elizabeth. I mean, that seem to be selling out well. I think when I got into magic, you were already into magic back then. I think back then, when I burnt to the stake, it was like very touch and go there, wasn't it? Being burnt to the stake.
Yeah, well, eventually I got my stuff together and did well for years, and then I had a bit of an accident with my hand, and I can't exactly use that thumb.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. I don't know if you can see the scar. Or...
Oh, yeah. What did you do? Like there, yeah.
Pretty much cut here, and then it goes all around here up to there. So that tendon is in its IMS, and the thumb can't bend like this. Wow. So now I don't have a sponge ball here, but the thumb can't bend like this. Yeah. You know, so the thing is, you take a ball, I can keep it up here or hold it for you, but like this. My thumb can't feel. You know, the thing is, you take a ball, I'm at how hard I'm pressing or hold it, the pressure. You can't feel it. So now you just grab the thing, and hopefully you don't make a drop. So I'm relying on at least ears nerves. So I'm using my nail to feel, you know, if there's pressure on my nail, then I know I've got it. So I'm also going to have to readapt my magic shows. Yeah. Anyway, I'm also starting next year again. Just, you know what, this thing hovering around, I don't know, there's not going to be any end to it soon. But next year, I'm going to just go out flat. So
Totally.
because I can't wait any longer. I mean, we were told you get the jab, you're good to go. Now it's like, no, you can still get infected or infect other ones. Jeez, okay, that's not what we were sold.
Yes, absolutely.
So I'm a bit annoyed about that. But anyway, let's make you look good. That's the entire idea of it. Don't mind my opinion about the COVID vaccination.
All good.
And mine, and unfortunately, I had a very bad, what do you call it? Reaction towards the jab. God, I was sick. And then towards the jab. Yeah, God, I was 4 days later. I actually got COVID. And then towards the jab.
I caught COVID on my way from a little town in the Free State called Windberg to Josie. I was on my way to a meeting. I'm working with a really cool organization up there alongside them in the neurological disorders and disability side of things. And either on the way there to a meet way back, putting petrol in or something, I ended up picking up COVID. Got back to Windberg a couple of days later, had to shoot home. And either on the way there, horribly sick, didn't know it was COVID that I had until I got back to Cape Town and discovered this man was borderline dying in his car on the way home. It was awful.
Nah, you won't die, man. It's like 99.7% of people actually survive it. So
yeah,
I keep up with. I'll share that link with you after the. I'll email it to you.
Cool.
Where Rogan had an interview with Dr. Gupta.
Yeah,
and you should hear the BS that they spoke. He cornered that guy, so it's like, but it's not working. Yeah, but this and that. It's a medical correspondent for CNN.
Okay.
But yeah, it's CNN. Don't believe a lot they say.
Yeah.
So what got you do the magic insane or magician insane right now?
Magician insane, yeah. That was something that it wasn't even in my early days of magic when performing, and I first started being invited onto radio, on air to do interviews and so on. Guys would refer to what I was doing as insane, and because I've always liked the shock factor. I've always enjoyed the shock factor and the deep psychological side of magic, and this is where I eventually kind of ventured into the mentalism and the endurance art, so on. You know, and a lot of guys at end of interviews would kind of like constantly say, "Man, this is insane. The stuff you're doing is insane." You know? And I like that. I like that ring to it. Magician insane. Russel Fox, magician insane. And I like the ring. And media were calling me that already. And I just latched on to that. That's
23 years ago, you were already insane. But back then it was Foxy Magic or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I was Russel Fox. I was Russel Fox back then, which is a stage name as well, by the way. So the whole thing is all stage, but yeah, I wasn't magician insane back then. I kind of became magician about 10-12 years ago, and it stuck. It just really stuck, and it's got. I like the ring that went. I like the ring that went with it. It was easy to remember, you know, and yeah, it stuck. It stuck well, and I became that. And because I do the endurance stunts, it kind of falls in that. I hold the world record, I don't know if you know, for walking on a bed of broken glass 20 meters in length, for 36.8 29 hours. So it, you know, what I'm doing, and as mentioned, with working in the neurological disorders and disabilities background, and myself coming from the neurological, I had many neurological disorders and disabilities, special needs school, you know, so on. For me, Magician Insane, kind of like, I work in that realm of things with people that are battling with neurological disorders and disabilities, and
you can obviously relate to it much better than
yeah.
So
sorry, no, no.
So what decided you, did I ask you how, what decided you to get into magic?
Wow, gosh, I mean, that's 26 years ago now. Yeah, 26 years. This is my 26th year. End of this year will be my 26th year in magic. And it's funny, I talk about this a lot now. If anybody had told me 26 years ago what I would have to go through to be a magician full-time, in terms, this is my career, this is what I do. I own a business that is, you know, offers various aspects within the entertainment industry, team building, motivational speaking, and other things. But 26 years ago, if you had said to me, there are nights you're going to go to bed and not know where you're going to get your next plate of food from tomorrow. You're going to sleep in a Wendy house and a caravan in people's backyards. You're going to busk your way around. You know, it was grueling. It was gruesome. Anybody comes to me today and says, "Teach me magic," I go study business first.
Yeah. You first got to get the business plan, and then for sure.
Then come and talk to me. But I'm a Christian at Rectangle Junction. Jacques Lessier, you might know.
Yeah, very good friend of mine.
Jacques was the guy that introduced me to the industry and taught me my first couple of tricks and got me into busking, and the rest was history, you know. Great.
No, I'm definitely planning on having him on as well, but I'll reach out to him soon. I think I should actually do it today.
Get hold of it.
So what's your first, or what's your favorite magic trick?
My favorite magic trick, wow. You know, it's really hard for me to say I've got a favorite magic trick. I love anything that is deep psychologically. In other words, I'm very fascinated with the human perception and how the human perception works, and how it can be influenced, and how you can plant things via suggestion in people's minds, and how you can influence their thought process, and how you're able to take them on a psychological trip or journey without them knowing you are. That's my favorite when it comes to the magic arts, is literally just understanding that what we're saying is way more important than what we're doing. You know, we talk about it as patter, and for that reason I'd like to say, well, the patter, but the psychology in patter is my favorite magic trick. I mean, you know a trick called card to pocket.
Yeah,
absolutely. So ambitious card. You end up starting with the card moving around the deck. It's shuffled into the middle of the deck. Click your finger, it rises back to the top. Middle of the deck. You kick your finger, it comes back to the top. And you end up making the deck, you know, the card appear in your pocket, then the deck appear in your pocket. I reverse engineered that. So I use exactly the same principles as card to pocket. So card to pocket, is it okay if I, you know, I don't know who watches this or who doesn't. So so with card to pocket, and funny that, because that was a piece I was.
For those of you who are listening, sorry, Russell, I asked him if he can at least do 2 magic tricks it was my fault. I never asked him that question, and yet again, magician
It's all good.
to
So,
the rescue.
so sorry, I'm just moving the camera away, just a simplicity point of view. So for me, as mentioned, I mean, card to pocket, we would use a random card, yeah, that would go back into the deck, yeah, and then somehow that card would end up in the pocket, yeah. So I reverse engineered that because I like that concept of a card ending up so back into the middle of the deck, boom, and then that card reappears back in the pocket. I mean, we do that all the time. So for me, my thought process was, well, what if I started with a random card in my back pocket and I'd go, I'm going to remove a card, that card I'm going to place in my back pocket. It's there. You don't know what it is. And then what I do is I've never done this virtually or online.
Yeah, at least we know there's nothing up your sleeves, so that's good. Pull up your sleeves.
Yeah, well, we hope. Yeah, and then literally sit in that predicament where run through the deck. You tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Right there, we're going to cut. You have a look at that.
Just go down.
You know what that card is, yeah?
Yeah, I briefly saw it, but.
Did you?
Yeah, but you can. Yeah, it wasn't in full view.
Okay, shall we do? And I've got to do it.
Yeah, that's it.
Rather than there. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll try that again. Yeah.
Okay, stop.
Right there. Gonna cut that. Yeah.
Happy? Just hold it a bit lower. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I saw it. I'll counted the pips. I didn't see the number, but I counted the pips.
You counted the pips.
Try to.
You try to count the pips.
Yeah.
So just from an interesting perspective. So you know, I'm not gonna go through the whole trick. It doesn't really matter. The point is I'm also losing my train of thought now. So I re-engineered this, and I thought, well, what if I could place a card in my back pocket that somebody never saw, and then influence them with that card in my back pocket that they believe that what's in my back pocket I've influenced them with. So then what I do is, what was the card? What was the card I showed you?
It seemed like a 9 of spades, but it's definitely a spades.
9 of spades.
Yeah.
But it seemed like what?
It was definitely spades, and it seemed like it was the 9 of spades.
Oh, it seemed like it was the 9 of spades, but you're not 100% sure.
I couldn't see the number there. You were out of focus there.
All right, I'm gonna try do this so that you can see the cards, yeah? So I'm gonna run through this slowly, and you tell me when you see the 9 of spades, yes? All right, so that's 4 of clubs, joker, 9 of diamonds, 10 of clubs, 3, 7, there's a 3 of spades, 5 of spades, joker again, 8 of spades, and what was the card you said? The 9 of spades.
The 9 of spades,
Hang on, 3 of clubs, 7 of clubs, 7 of spades, 6 of spades, 9 of spades, 9 of clubs, but no 9 of spades.
Yeah, okay, so, well, that was luck, because it seemed like a 9 of spades.
My back pocket before we started.
I saw that, yeah. Fully agree.
Started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I said I was going to try and influence you with that card, but you were certain that the card you saw was the 9 of spades. In actual fact, you kind of weren't, but the card in my back pocket's the 9 of spades. So all I did was, re-engineered kind of how the principle, the psychology of the trick works. Just in terms of, well, why make a card vanish and reappear in my back pocket? I mean, it's something I've done for years. We all do ambitious card. Every one of us went, well, what if I could influence you to believe that the card that I put in my back pocket was the card that you saw or stopped me on in the deck, and then I run through the entire deck, show you that that card was never in the deck, and I actually influenced you with a card that was in my back pocket. That was my thought process. And I use the card to pocket principle. Yeah. So the reason I wanted to show you this was for the simple fact that, yeah, I think it's to go, what is my favorite trick? Psychology. Yeah. The psychology behind it.
Yeah, I would reckon that you are quite clued up with NLP and CBT and those kind of things, eh?
Yeah.
That's
very fascinating.
Neuro-linguistic programming and CBT.
Yeah. Neuro-linguistic programming isn't as easy as the process, isn't as easy as people think it is. It's gutsy. Holy cow, it's gutsy. Well, it works. It works. Same premise, and if you understand pickpocketing, if you understand the basis of physical misdirection, when I talk about physical misdirection, I'm talking about touch, I'm talking about thought, I'm talking about question, I'm talking about laughter. Those are physical forms of misdirection. So if you can get somebody to laugh, you've got a moment there where their mind is distracted. If you've got a moment where their mind is in thought, in question, you've got a moment of distraction there. If you've got a moment of touch and they're distracted to that point, you have all the time in the world to do other things. So again, psychology, I love it. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, I wanted to ask you part of the question was, or the list, okay, let me rephrase this. How many of your acts or magic acts or tricks do you invent yourself?
Wow. Good question. I reinvent everything that I work with. We all learn the foundation of the illusions that we're doing. A levitation is a levitation. Mind reading is a mind reading. It's all the same.
Yeah.
So I will take the foundation of something and I'll reinvent it and make it my own again with psychology, with repertoire, with performance. I've always loved theater. I grew up being very passionate about theater. So if I can make anything theatrical in terms of an experience, that's what I would do. If you take a look at that re-engineering of card to pocket, where I place a card in my back pocket, you don't know what it is, and then I tell you I'm influenced with that card in my back pocket. That's card to pocket. It isn't anything different. It's the same premise, same principle. Make it my own. So
yeah, it's just the presentation is Russell's presentation.
It's really hard to go out and find anything that under the sun that's new, even in terms of magic. It's very hard.
For sure.
So, but technology, I mean, what technology is offering nowadays is absolutely unflippant.
It's amazing.
I'm giving you very long-winded answers.
No, that's fine. No, keep it going. The other magician I had a podcast yesterday with. Oh God, to figure out the time zones. I was dead, man.
Really?
I was dead.
Where's this guy?
Frans Orare.
Okay.
And I mean, now I had to sit and figure out, okay, we GMT +2, he's -5, so you would assume it's 7. And a friend of mine said, man, just be safe and go Google it. Type in LA time versus South African time. And then we figured out, oh shit, no, they're 9 hours behind.
9 hours. It depends on the state.
Yeah. So I was up at 5 and then he notified me, no, he can't, he'll be by a computer within the next 2 hours. And we spoke that night before, we spoke for about an hour and a half he called me from Las Vegas. And I was a zombie last night.
Same.
So, but no, the time zone thing, I'll give that a second thought. But then also again, I mean, I am fairly good friends with Frans Harari. I mean, I've been in contact with him over the years, and look, it's worth it. I mean, even if I'm going to be dead tired for the next day or two and keep continuing editing videos, and I've got a long list now all of a sudden. So I actually had to grab a diary and write down, okay, I'm not going to say names, but this and the him and him and him and him. So there's been a big, I think people also want exposure. I mean, there are certain individuals that don't need it.
Yeah.
But every bit helps, and guys are helping me. I mean, I'm thinking that's why once a magician, always a magician. It's like you never get out of it. You never lose the love for it. And whether you stop performing or not, I'm still fortunate enough to have a lot of magician friends. In PE, there aren't any. And yeah, it's just stay in contact with them. And everyone's, they like, no, you should start again. I mean, you can ask Jock Leger. He's like, no, man, you should get back into it. I mean, you were brilliant. You were brilliant. Because we used to do magic stuff. I'm not going to say where, but in certain clubs that are very nice to sit and look at. And then we'll go and do magic there. Yeah, that's many years ago. So I hope the girlfriend doesn't beat him up. But yeah.
You're talking Jock, eh?
Now, from magician to magician, don't name someone that you don't want to name, because the highlight's on you now. But who is your favorite magician? Internationally?
Who is my favorite magician? Locally or internationally?
Well, let's make it internationally rather, because otherwise you're not going to boost someone else, and unless you've got no problem with it.
No, I don't. I mean, there's Darren Brown, without a doubt. That man's a genius.
Yeah.
I love. I mean, if there's anybody that understands the mind better than anybody else I've ever come across, it's Brown. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. There are some things that he is doing of late that I don't agree with, but he's still a genius. There's no doubt about that. And then Penn and Teller. I love the way Penn and Teller have always, again, reverse engineered what the behind magic is. I mean, they tackled head on the concept that when they had a manager, when they were starting to be managed, their manager turned around and said he's not going to introduce them as magicians because of the connotations around it. You're either a kid's magician or you're demonic.
Yeah,
there was no middle ground, and this guy realized that, and very much used that to his game. This is why I'm a mentalist, perceptionist, and psychological illusionist. I'm known as Russel, insane, but I'm a mentalist, perceptionist, and psychological illusionist.
I love the word perceptionist. I like that. I like that phrase.
That is something that I what's the word I'm looking for? Not pinned. I don't know what the term is. It's something I adopted, about 15 years ago already, because I realized I'm so fascinated with the human perception, and it's part of the lifestyle coaching that I do as well.
Awesome.
So it's coaching, whether it be corporate or private. I'm dealing with people's perceptions, and I think that's the biggest tool that magic has been to me. Is it's taught me more about the human perception than anything else in my life and world. And I use it as a tool to inspire. So I love it. But Penn and Teller, Darren Brown, absolutely. David Blaine, he was the fight.
Yeah, don't say too much about him. Watch the space. Watch the space.
Oh, nice. I won't.
I never said anything. I just said watch the space. I never.
What? I'm watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think,
are you subscribed to my channel, by the way?
Not yet, but I'm going to subscribe, share, and like.
Please.
And if you want to know as well.
Say again?
I'm saying, anybody else that is watching this, do so as well. Like, share, subscribe.
Thank you so much, because no one else seems to do it if I ask. So, yeah.
Like, share, and subscribe, man. This dude I've known for years. He's a great magician.
Listen to Russel Fox. He knows what he's talking about.
Listen to me.
You better listen to him, otherwise he might make you disappear. So
there we go.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's people are in it for themselves nowadays. It's survival of the toughest. So yeah. Go ahead.
One that I adopted very, very young into my career was the principle of a gift's not a gift until it's given away. Now that doesn't mean there's no action. But I very much realized that my show does not belong to myself. Those that come and watch the show, those that have booked me, they've paid for it. It belongs to them. So I never ever get on stage with a thought in mind that it's about me. It's never, ever, ever about me. I'm there to add to your life, to change your life in whatever way I can. And to add value to your life and world. So those are my goals. I'm blessed that I can get up and have fun there. But my goal is not about me. My goal is not for me to walk off stage and go, I'm just insane. No.
No, it's the same with me as well. I mean, I'm not doing these podcasts. Well, I guess I'm getting, depending on the guys I've got on, but it's not about me. It's about helping the magic community for now. Hence for the month of magic, because I know it's difficult. People are struggling to get bookings. And like I said, whether I do whether I stop my videos or not, I don't care. But that's why I say the highlight is on you, or the spotlight. But hell, I mean, I'd be honest with you, a bit of support, like, subscribe, share, zapper. It's just going to make the podcast improve. I mean, if you go back to how it started off, it's brilliant. It's pathetic, but I'm not going to take it off, because if you go back, and you're not supposed to walk the path with me in order to make it grow and help me, not just financially. I mean, I'm not asking $80 a month for a subscription. I mean, if you got $5, zapper it, everybody else. And I'm not smoking it up or boozing it out. I'm investing it into the podcast, because, doing a virtual thing, it's not cheap. And people tend to think, well, it's on YouTube, so it's free, but the production that goes into it ain't free. So let's hope.
You're on Zoom with me, which means you've got a subscription, and I know what a subscription costs monthly.
No. There's a few magicians in Port Elizabeth that you have to subscribe. So I don't get that part there. Why should a person subscribe to get notifications from a YouTube channel? That's just a stupid business plan. But the guy makes 38 grand a month, so he's coining it.
No, what I'm saying is, in terms of Zoom, you're using Zoom to film this.
Yes, yeah.
So you pay a subscription for Zoom.
No, mine's free.
Eh?
Mine's free. It's a private one.
No, it's private.
Yeah, no. I don't know, but I didn't even know you could pay for Zoom.
Oh.
Huh?
Okay.
I'm still new at Zoom. I'm a Zoom virgin, so still learning. So yeah. Listen, my friend, how challenging is it to make a career in magic, especially during these times, with all the COVID and the lockdowns and the masks?
I think the first thing I'm going to say to you is the same thing I say to you, earlier. If you had told me 26 years ago what I would have to go through to be a full-time in entertainment, I would have run. I would have run for the hills. I would have run away from this. But in hindsight, 26 years later, there is nothing else in this world I would be doing. But I don't only do shows. I create shows for clients. I do a lifestyle coaching with magic. I do team building with magic.
Yeah.
I do custom built illusions. I moved from being in entertainment to being a businessman in entertainment. I own a company which is called Magician Insane, Russel Fox Magician Insane. That is the company. I am the facilitator. I am the director thereof, and I'm the facilitator of majority of the products. I have a team that work with me. I have a marketing manager. I have an admin assistant. I don't do this alone. I have another company, so I'm going to be separating the team building from Russel Fox Magician Insane, the brand, to a company called the MI Movement, which will be way more geared up toward being able to facilitate the team building with facilitators rather than me. So I work with a company in Jersey called Neurogen, in terms of coaching families who are dealing with neurological disorders and disabilities. And then I've got a virtual show that assists with funding for people in dire need of various neurological disorder treatments that in other ways would never be able to fund. So I'm a businessman in the magic arts entertainment industry and team building industry and theater industry. I'm not a magician. Jacques Lessier told me this when I started 20 years ago. He always remember you're an actor playing the role of a magician.
Yes.
So
He's told me that before as well.
When I'm on stage, Fox Magician Insane. When I'm off stage,
Yeah.
I'm Russel Benedel. They're two completely different. Their personalities are the same, their flair's the same, but I put the Magician Insane hat on when I'm on stage. But when I'm off stage, it's not a product. It's not focusing on the business side of things or my clients or whatever it might be.
You broke away for a bit, but did you say what's your surname when you go off air?
Russel Albert Benedel is my actual name.
Benedel.
Benedel. B-I-N-E-D.
So where did you get the fox from?
My name Russel means fox. It's red fox. So
of course, man. Yeah.
I became Russel Fox. So
maybe I should contact you with neurological minds.
So even when I'm doing motivational speaking, when I do a show, when I do Dream the Impossible, at the end of the show, before I actually go into the talk, I take off the Magician Insane hat and I introduce myself as Russel Albert Benedel, and then share my story from there, because they're two totally different individuals. I am Russel Fox. Yeah. So, but I love it. I love the fact that the company Russel Fox Magician Insane is separate to who Russel Benedel is. Yeah.
Okay, well, I had a lot of questions for you, but you pretty much answered everything without me having to ask you much more. However, is it possible?
Isn't it good when your guest comes on?
Exactly.
And they just help you,
kind of knew each other, so you just set you into the mental thing, so you probably knew what I was going to ask you. Listen, can I ask you one more favor? You still taught me that spider's cut.
Yes.
Guys, you do not want to miss this.
You're talking about the spider cut.
Yeah.
That one. So it's thumb on the back of the deck. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to teach me. I just want people to see it.
Oh, so I'll do it slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome when you do it fast. It's like, I used to be able to do it for a while, but now obviously I can't touch the card. So
close. Yeah, geez.
It's lovely.
When you close, that's it. Done.
Yeah. Pick up cards.
Now I'm gonna
some butt came into I'm talking about donkey years ago, came into a shop my parents owned, and he asked me, because back then I started to get into magic, and he asked me, have you ever played pickup cards? I'm like, no, because you're young and dumb. And he's like, yeah, give it here. Okay, I can pick it up. Like
52.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed. It's like, football now. I've got to go clean up all those cards though. So
yeah, I just did it myself, man. I just did it to myself.
Yeah, but at least you're gonna have to clean it down, not me. So it's gonna take a while. And yeah, then of course the cards aren't. Yeah,
that's actually just fair deck. So where I'm sitting right now is where I do a lot of faffing around. I've got a drawer full of stuff here, both for music. I've got the Raven I'm busy working with, which I haven't played for years.
I could never come right with that one, eh? Really?
Raven.
No.
Raven. I've developed. I love the Raven. What you can do with the Raven is incredible. The challenge is the setup. So I've been working on a set for years, and I jammed it a couple of weeks ago with a mate of mine, Sebastiano, and we kind of figured something out. And by the way, we've also come up with a really, really cool integrated magic or mentalism effect with Instagram that integrates with your own Instagram. We're busy working on it. It was all due to playing around with this guy. Quite funny.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to reveal anything, but once you get to the other dark stuff that you get with certain things and reels and that's where I start losing interest, because it's not angle proof always. You gotta wangle things down a bit, and I do angle proof stuff. I'm not, because it takes one heckler to stuff it all up, and you positioned wrongly or incorrectly, and then there's the
I believe this. Anything you do should be relatively easy to do and simple to do, and relatively safe.
Yeah.
If it isn't safe, so that you find out how to fix it up. That's kind of my vote on that. There's this thing where people will go, practice it till you never get it wrong. Here's one word: mess it up so many times that you know how to fix it up every time.
Very true.
That's my kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're gonna mess up. I don't care who you are. I don't care how good you are. You're gonna mess up, and learn to fix up. Because if you know how to fix up, you've got an out. You've got a safety net. And it's not bad having it, because we're human, we're fallible, we're gonna mess up. So mess up. It's okay. Take a trick that you're doing and take it into a public place, like in amongst your family and friends.
And
stuff it up. Mess hardcore, so that you know what you need to do to fix it up, so that when you do mess up, you've got to fix up. And that's
magic is come and going, but like I used to show my late wife a few magic tricks, and then she was fascinated by it. But like my mom and my brother, for example, I'll go there and okay, I got this. But now also you don't practice, in a rush now. So run to them, like, okay, here's a trick. And my mom's got a sharp eye, so she can see when, okay, I could see X, Y, or Z. And you get annoyed by it, but it's like, whoa, thanks. Because if an audience member had to say that, you're gonna feel like this. But then again, Rega does it as well. You know, luckily, I wouldn't say I'm a comical or comedian magician, but I prefer kiddie shows, and yeah, I'll do adult shows as well. But I prefer to have at least 2 or 3 jokes when I do a trick.
Yeah.
So that once something does go wrong, then you can at least, you know, let them make it, it's supposed to happen. So, yeah.
That's it. You know, as I said, things go wrong. It's about knowing how to fix it up, or knowing how to subtly move on.
Yeah.
Because and this comes from music background. When I was studying piano, when I was very, very young, I've been playing piano since I was 4 years old. So music is a part of my world, as magic is. By the way, keep an eye on the there's one.
Well, so, Russel came through, he did his 2 magic tricks. Russel will always come through. That's Russel, where can people get hold of you? Oh, sorry, you go first. You go ahead.
What was the question again? I forgot the question. What were we talking about?
Hey?
I know I was talking about music for some other reason. I can't recall. There was a question, and I was talking about music. But music's been massively, you know, been playing piano since I was, we were talking about messing up.
Yeah.
So when I was doing piano lessons when I was very young, we would have to go be graded. And the one thing you were always taught was, even when you mess up, continue, because people do not know what you're doing. They don't know when you, and it works the same in magic. They don't know if you've messed up unless you let them know that you've messed up. You botch up, just move on. Just absolutely move on. They have no clue anyway, so you haven't lost anything, and they haven't lost anything.
And the nice thing with comic magic or comedy magic is you're all mad, running around, being a fool. So, it's supposed to happen. Toss it, grab the next one, move on.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Man, I'd love to talk to you for hours, but I'm sure we'll do it again.
We will.
Are you like November-ish, middle November? Will you be available? I'm sure. I want to actually get like a few magicians, like maybe 4, and have a what do you call that? A get together.
Conversation.
Yeah. So make it 4. I can't put too many on, because you need to give everyone a chance to say something, and people not to talk over one another. I mean, it's difficult as it is now, because there's a delay. So once you get the sound on your side, you know, you talking and I'm already answering or asking the next question. It's a bit difficult like that. So, but this is now fiber, eh? Supposed to be so fast.
That's awesome. Thank you for having me on, man. It was great. It was great catching up. Very, very much so.
And we must definitely make a plan and hook up at some point, eh? We keep on saying it, but
no, Delano, we definitely will. We go back to our early days of magic. I actually back then didn't know that you were into magic, believe it or not. I had no clue. I did not know that, but I would love to.
You sat down at his house and taught me quite a few tricks there, like that.
Who?
Yeah, Peter's.
Okay.
No, you taught me a lot of stuff. I can't remember the impossible something, but it's those blue dots and yellow dots on the cards. basic, very basic stuff.
Oh wow! I taught you that back.
Yeah, and the I don't want to give it away, but the blank card that's got the spider web. That's web. Yeah, web. That's correct. Yeah. Now you taught me a lot of stuff, so I've forgotten it now, but those two come to mind. So,
wow.
Now, God, we said
I mean, I'm moving up to Bloem, moving around is going to be a lot easier for me. And I tell you what we'll do is we'll start having conversation about bringing a show down to Port Elizabeth next year, because I want to go on tour with Experiments next year again.
Brilliant.
So we'll have a conversation about that. Now, I'll definitely make a plan. I'd love to see Peter in there. I would love to. I mean, it's 20 odd years ago. I don't know how they are, but I'd love to.
Yeah, he's married, 2 kids. Well, 1 or 2. I think they just recently had their second baby. But yeah, he's busy, man. He's busy. But yeah, I mean, if you're on your way, then I'll let him know, and he'll make a plan. Yeah, still as awesome as always. Right, Russell, where can people get hold of you?
I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. Just look for Magician Insane. You'll find it all. My website is magicianinsane.com. You can go check out what's to come. I've just got my motivational show, Dream the Impossible, Overcoming the Battles of the Mind. That's gone virtual, so it's now live and virtual. I'll be doing a ministry tour with that through churches. I did my first ministry show during the course of this year, which was incredible. Experiments will go back on the road next year again. That's the Cafe Theatre production. That will become Dinner Theatre. I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, that's kind of it for now. Hey?
That's really, a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah,
it's
a hell of a lot. And we are in discussions of my next endurance stunt. I'm not going to talk about what it is about, but yeah, if you're on media, if you're on my social media and my mailing list, you will know when it goes live. But so the Glass Walker Challenge was linked to autism. The next stunt will be linked to orphans, the neurological or psychological space that orphans are in. I'll be focusing on creating public awareness in terms of understanding where the mind of an orphan is and what we can as people can do to change their lives and world so that they too can reach their full potential as I have, as you have. Yeah. That's the focus there.
I think I've got your email address, but just send it to me again, because mine's delano.els@gmail.com. Very simple, name dot surname, and just send me all your links, and then I'll post it below this video.
Lekker, will do, definitely.
Let's get the entertainment and magic industry or business back like it used to be.
Let's do it.
Certainly better than fixing an economy. So
totally, it's fine.
Okay. Hey, yeah, go. I'm listening.
I said no, it's definitely time.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Definitely.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And people, Russell just warned you what's going to happen with you if you don't abide by Russell's rules or laws. So you better. You know how proud I felt of myself last night. Well, yesterday. I said to Frans Araria, well, listen, because God, South Africans, even 30 minutes upwards, forget about it. Concentration span is just simply not there anymore.
Yeah.
But if you've got a guy like Frans Araria, God, spend the hour and 18 minutes and listen, because there's promo videos and interviews from CNN and you name it. And you can actually see his magic as well. So it's not just me talking a load of crap with him. And, but yeah, so I'm going to, I mean, he told me I can do with it whatever. So I think what I'm going to do rather is shorten the video. And then, oh yeah, getting back to my point. I said to him, yeah, well, if it's too long, then I can edit it. Make a part 1, part 2. What? This something gold, this, I don't know what. And yeah, now we've got a joke between myself and Harare that I'm the guy who made Frans Harare wait. So, but he's an awesome guy. What a nice and humble, my God.
Oh,
It's like, dude, you can't be that humble. I mean, I'm not saying get all, yeah, nose in the air and all that, but wow, what a legend. I love him. And
you should probably, with this podcast, the other one you're talking about, we're bringing on 4 guests.
Yeah,
is you should bring on local and international, not just local, because that merges the worlds together.
Yeah, that's a plan. But the thing is with him, long story short now, because I've got to end it. Not that I've got to do something, I need to edit, yeah. But you know, with the time zones, I missed it, but the viewers would have seen it. With the time zones, is he's GMT -5. We are GMT +2. So you would assume it's GMT, you know, there's a 7-hour gap.
Yeah.
You know, -5, in order to get to 2, you need to add 7. And a friend of mine said, Young, just do yourself a favor and Google what the time is where he is. Stuart's got 9 hours difference.
Yeah.
So yeah, he might have gotten some sleeping, but I did not sleep at all pretty much. So but that's the price you pay. So that is the plan.
Totally.
But it depends on, I would assume, I don't want to, well, I'm going to mention a few names, but because they're lovely, awesome, man, they're more than just friends. I mean, never mind the magic, you're a fellow magician. They are friends of mine, where like Alexander, and I might be wrong. I don't want to throw them under a bridge, but, or under a bus. But if I can get Frans Harare, Alexander by Epilepsy, if you can, you're more than welcome. But it's going to be a different styled magicians.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like you say, let's bring the world together. Thanks for that.
I'm always happy. No, I think it's, you know, the thing is, this has bridged gaps like nothing else. And I think, you know, it's kind of like South Africa needs to be seen alongside other countries.
Absolutely. We are very far behind.
Yeah. Fortunately, we have a number of us, and I'm very blessed to call myself one of them, who performs internationally, who gets invited to perform internationally, who tours, so there are very few of us, and we need to really start inspiring the youngsters that are up and coming to move towards the same goal and same thought process. I'm going, if you're a youngster and you're into magic, do yourself the biggest favor you can and go study business management, business acumen. You want to do yourself that favor. You will save yourself a long haul of chaos. And remember that as a magician, your gift is something that you're giving to others when you're on stage. It is never, ever, 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 ever about you. It's always about your audience, your guests. It's never about you. Don't ever make it about you. Those are the 2 gifts that I can give to you. Is
absolutely,
or you don't have to sweat it. So those are the 2 things. You know, I'm still around. I'm thriving. I'm doing great. I can't complain. I'm still growing as both a magician and a businessman. I have a 25-year business plan and vision already.
Jeez. Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
So Russel Fox is not going to retire in the
Nope.
foreseeable future.
Not a chance.